No problem. This is our shared responsibility. I'll make the prep right away. This way, please. The FAC will conduct the investigation internally and share the report with the Bureau when it's complete. This is the Commander-in-Chief's order. Chief, I believe the Commander has his reasons. I hope you can understand.
It's just some malfunctioning old equipment. No cause for alarm. FAC will take care of this.
Though he never says it directly, the Commander holds you in high regard and always instructs us to fully support your work. He's been worried about you lately, telling us to bolster security for you and the MBCC within the limits of our authority. There's a lot he keeps unsaid, but I believe that too is his way of protecting you. Chief, there might be foes even more perilous than Mania that lurk in the dark. We are in a troubled time, so please take good care of yourself.
bodyguard? Will live with us, too? That means she's family, right? For my birthday, will you celebrate with me? Sable, I hit the target!
I know you are up against a formidable enemy. This recent assault is particularly devastating. A coordinated strike almost from every corner. It seems they've timed this moment to break you entirely. Quite overwhelming, isn't it? You may have been a seasoned businessman, but when it comes to politics, you are practically an amateur, still figuring out the playbook. To be frank, I admire what you bring to the table. This city is approaching a critical turning point, and you could very well be an exceptional leader. This city needs someone like you. And if there's anything you need, I can help.
Drop the act. Your attempts to undermine me are just stepping stones for your own power grab. Normally, I wouldn't concern myself with your scheming. I'd just fight you to the bitter end. But you've crossed the line this time. How could you stoop so low as to get Adrian involved and use him to threaten me? I had respect for you. Your niece made a real impact in the West District, and you, yourself, also displayed integrity. You didn't hesitate to speak up when Stuart was knee-deep in his shady dealings. For a person of your stature to side with special interests is one thing, but to stoop to those underhanded tricks? Do you have no shame, Counselor Cavendish?
You're insinuating that I orchestrated these schemes against you. Show me your evidence.
Evidence? That evidence will find its way to court soon. I am here to appeal to whatever conscience you've got left.
You seem to have misunderstood. I'm just expressing my surprise. It's quite astonishing that even with your life on the line, you still fail to identify your real enemy, instead of wasting your precious time on me.
What do you mean?
For now, I'm on the stage just the same as David Stewart was. We're both hand-picked representatives pushed into the limelight. He was the perfect choice. With no political allies of his own, he had to pledge absolute loyalty to the powers to secure his position. This explains his fervent dedication and radical stance. Qualities that made him a far more fitting representative than I. Had he lived, his backers would have ensured his re-election regardless of his waning popularity. Unfortunately, his untimely passing left them in a scramble to find a fitting replacement in time. So, between you and I, they had to settle for the lesser evil. Your presence actually cast me in a more favorable light in their eyes, and well, here we are. Getting rid of you is someone else's job. I'm just here to siphon away your votes. They don't need me to get my hands dirty. I have to maintain a clean image.
Save your excuses. You've all had your fill of backroom deals and power plays. This election is meant to change everything. It's not your private little game anymore. The next leader will be chosen by millions of citizens.
That's hardly fair. If the common people have the right to choose, shouldn't the elite also be entitled to that same privilege? Everyone simply votes for the one who aligns with their interests. You're a champion of the common folk, riding the waves of change with your band of idealists. You want to reshape the city, redistribute resources, and benefit the masses. That is indeed admirable. Unite all who desire change. When you choose this slogan, you should have known what kind of allies you were seeking, and what kind of enemies you were making. By siding with the powerless to take the pie from the powerful, you should have been ready. And you should have thought things through, what others are capable of, and how they will strike back. That right-hand man of yours understands this far better than you do. That's why, while you keep picking fights and making enemies, he has no choice but to work tirelessly building your defenses, even if it means seeking help from the Outlands.
You mean Adrian? Adrian would never collude with the Outlands. He has no reason to. I know him better than anyone. Don't you dare slander him to my face.
I am complimenting him. Mr. Vale seems to be the only clear-headed person in your naive little campaign team. Surely you didn't think your modest fortune alone could sustain an election campaign. Running for election needs money, but all legitimate major fundraising channels have closed their doors to you. Your personal wealth? Please. Not even 10 fortunes like yours could cover it. How else could he finance your grand crusade without finding alternative means? Truly, against a retired veteran with ties to Syndicate like him, concocting an accusation would be child's play. They could pin anything on him. Extortion, smuggling, bribery. The prosecutors opted for the Outlands part simply because it would sell better in the news. And the public opinion you've built your triumph on, even more susceptible to manipulation. A mere handful of media outlets, the reiteration of select narratives, and your standing could collapse in a single night.
Extortion, smuggling, bribery. Was that why you took Adrian away? For these charges? No way. The Adrian I know is the most upright person. An FAC veteran with a rock-solid conviction like no other. He supports me because he believes in my vision to change this city for the better. Sure, he has ties to Syndicate. So what? The suffering in the West District, the shadows over our city. It's all you're doing. But Adrian, like me, sees a path to change. Change that's already happening. He's got more honor than any of you. So don't you dare play your usual dirty games with him.
East Side isn't buzzing because your people believe your ideals. It's stirred up because this election makes for good headlines, and a handful of media channels are all it takes. Mr. Vale is acutely aware of this. If it were you in custody, he'd be here this very moment, pleading on his knees, willing to sacrifice anything and everything, just to convince me to release you. That's the difference between you two, Mr. King. Experience. Now, what are you going to do? Pin your hopes on your supposed new friend, that MBCC chief? Indeed, he's someone who can be easily persuaded.
So you admit it, huh? Finally owning up to your own doing? That so-called protection request you made with Chief? I bet you couldn't care less about that girl's life or what Chief thinks. Your only aim is to manipulate him into stepping in, just so you can leverage his influence through the media. But you're wrong. He's a man that can never be swayed easily. He's in this for his own principles, protecting those he believes worthy of protection. He will expose your schemes and never stoop to your level.
Will he really? Or let me rephrase this. Do you really want him to do that?
What do you mean?
At this moment, this so-called protection request is nothing more than hearsay and could still be considered part of his duties. People are eager to figure out everyone's stance on the election, but nothing is certain yet. However, if he issues a formal denial, it would be seen as publicly supporting your candidacy. As for the repercussions, just look at the FAC now. See what happens to those with military power who dare to meddle in politics. That chief only has what little freedom he does thanks to his excessive prudence. But if you plead for his help, he might sacrifice his own interests for yours, given his nature. If you can really do that, Mr. Vale would be very proud.
I'm not that desperate. I don't need anyone making sacrifices for me, especially not my friends. Did you kill Stuart?
No. I have better means to get what I want.
To be honest, I'm not afraid of your means or whoever's behind you. But fine, you've won this round. I'm not sophisticated enough to throw my allies under the bus for my own victory. Tell me straight, what's the deal to set Adrian free? Do you want me to quit the election?
I've already let him go.
What? What are you really up to? Where is he?
As I've said, I'm not here to stand against you. I genuinely admire you, which means I could be an option for you. I will speak with those behind me. When you return, you should also have a serious conversation with Mr. Vale. After all, it's your internal problems that are truly fatal. Your ideals were what forced him down this path.
Adrian! Thank goodness. You really came back. I was even thinking about...
Sir, the lawsuit has been settled. For the sake of your campaign, please cut connections with me. That way, I can make amends for the damage I've caused and make up for my mistakes. I have faith in your victory, sir. Your growth and strength are evident, and you now have a more helpful hand by your side. As long as you persist without wavering, success will undoubtedly be yours.
Cut connections with you? A more helpful hand? What are you talking about? You want me to beg for Chief's help, just so you can make your exit? No, Adrian, please don't go. You're my closest friend and most trusted ally. I will always trust you, no matter what comes our way. So, please, trust in me too. I won't lose to someone like that. Cavendish thinks she has intimidated me, but she's also exposed her hand. Those high and mighty jerks think they can manipulate everyone as they please. And they dare use you to threaten me? To hell with them! In 3 days, I'll clear our names of every false accusation they've thrown at us at the rally. You'll see.
Max.
Times have changed, and justice is now on my side. Thank you for your generous enlightenment. I'll definitely bear in mind those unseen voters behind you, now that I have learned what they're made of. But I have no reason to back down. Absolutely none. You're the ones who should fear. The West District has become an undeniable force. The fact that your backers are resorting to every possible means of suppression only proves their own fear. You're all shaking in your boots at this new power, because you know Syndicans will never vote for you. A new era is coming, and all you old-timers will be left in the dust. Just you wait.
He's right. It's only a matter of time. If I were a Syndican, I would choose him too. Now, what should I do to satisfy those who have chosen me?